Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. How are you guys all doing tonight? We have good old Mining King over there. Looks like he's busy doing something. Geek of all trades and our friend Hawk. How you doing, Hawk?
Hello.
How's your day?
Same as every Saturday.
No stories from the restaurant?
Nope. Easy
Wow.
night. Nothing
Nice.
crazy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
How about you, Mining King?
Often.
Yeah, right, exactly. It doesn't happen often. How about you, Mining King?
I mean, today was all right. I'm rebuilding some AI workstations, and because I sold two to somebody in the community, so rebuilding all them, just getting them ready for them to ship out Monday. And then I met up with a viewer, Mr. Desert Miner.
Oh,
So
wow.
we hung out at this place called Trevor's Liquor Store, which is also a pizza place, which is it's weird to me, but whatever. But they had good pizza there, and then he gave me a bottle of bourbon, so I'll have to maybe try that later. So
Nice.
I think it's
Kind.
McKenna. I think it's a single
Oh, yeah.
barrel
There you
10-year
go.
McKenna.
Yeah. Good one.
Does Desert Miner live around there or he just happens to be in the area?
Yeah, no, he's probably like an hour and a half from me, so we met somewhere in the middle. So
Oh, okay.
what happened was I got some servers from another viewer who lives in Arizona, and I asked if anybody near me wanted the servers for free, and Desert hit me up, so I gave him the servers, but I had to go back out to that other viewer to give him something anyways. So he had the actual hard drive caddies, right, that I didn't give him, right, and he was nice and gave him some smaller hard drives that he wasn't going to use anymore, so he can have kind of a start, right? So, and then Desert is letting me borrow one of his S19Js so I could do my Brains control board video, and then I'll be letting him keep the control board as a thank you for letting me use it.
Nice. Very good.
So
That sounds like a productive day.
So
How about you, Mr. Goat?
Sweet Jesus.
It was a pretty good day. My dog woke me up early, butt crack of dawn. I couldn't get back to sleep, so I just went to the gym. Spent like an hour there. It's nice going to the gym at 6 a.m. when nobody's there and you got like the whole place to yourself.
Especially on a weekend.
On a freaking Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then post office and haircut and getting some other errands and stuff done, and then started shooting a video. I've been editing it right before I got on this, and then tomorrow I'm going to be packing, and all next week I'm out at an AI conference in Orlando, so it'll be fun. I'm just trying to get ready.
Cool. What AI conference?
It's for a vendor through work. It's going to be about Azure AI and Copilot, Microsoft focused.
Cool. Yeah, I actually did finally start on the AZ104 class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so a cloud guru has kind of gone to crap, unfortunately. They got bought out and they haven't updated any of their stuff, so I had to find another class. Finally found it, and now have a track to getting that done. So probably in like 3 months, I'll probably take the test.
Yeah, Udemy's not too bad.
Yeah, that's the one I actually got. The guy Scott Duffy.
Yeah, the old guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
the old white guy. Yeah, there's some really good teachers on there, but they've got really heavy accents, and sometimes that's real difficult for me to follow along. But he's really good at the AZ104. About an hour and a half into it, you start to kind of snooze off. So take it in bite-sized pieces. I'll just sit there and let it play in the background while like I'm doing work stuff, and then be like something will trigger. I'll be like, whoa, what? And then rewind that and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but you deal with Azure all the time. I'm a newbie, so I gotta.
Not as often as we should. That's a different story for a different day.
Okay, got it. Well, yeah, my day was very uneventful and then was eventful. So I'm just basically relaxing, getting over being sick, had an intestinal. My wife thinks it was food poisoning. I just think it was an intestinal virus or something.
Hey, Max.
But yeah,
your mic's doing the volume suppression thing again.
Oh, seriously?
I hear like every other. I don't know. Do you hear the same thing? Like he's up and then down, up and down.
Yeah,
up and down?
it cuts it. Air goes up and down in the volumes. Yeah.
Give me a second.
You have to disable that thing. I think it re-enables for some reason. I don't know.
No,
why.
what's interesting is I think when I rebooted my computer, it didn't come back on. Like the Logitech thing didn't come back on.
Hawk, I was on LinkedIn and I follow Mining Disrupt on LinkedIn and I saw that they did the Terra announcement a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah.
All right, there we go.
And so
good.
if you pay for LinkedIn Premium, you get LinkedIn AI. And one of the questions that one of the prompts that it recommends is learn more about Terra hosting. So when I click that, it says Terra hosting might refer to a cloud computing or web hosting service. It's important to research. Whoa, it's running on me. It's important to research specific features, services, and support options they offer to understand how they meet your needs, especially in areas like cloud computing and data center, which align with your skills and experience. I just found that interesting. And then it gave a link to your website. LinkedIn AI.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess it just uses. There's another Terra hosting that is spelled. I think it's Tara, like Terra, like a name.
Yeah.
And I think there's it's a little different, but they're like a hosting data center, like an AWS style.
Okay. Yeah, more traditional cloud
So
hosting.
it's probably picking up on that one. But now Mining Disrupt's going to be fun, man. We're working on a partnership with Octominer. Terra and Octominer are now coming together in a strategic partnership, which is going to be huge, especially for the new facilities and stuff. So it's going to be good, man. We got a lot of good stuff coming. It's just time, work and time right now. Just got to get through a few things, but we made some big headway last week, and things are going to start moving a lot faster real soon. So hopefully before Disrupt, we're going to be making some big announcements. So it's a month and a half away. So we'll see what happens.
I think my mic has been figured out, at least for the time being. I'll keep an eye on it.
Sounds better.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but it's going back down again. I'm gonna have to hold it, unfortunately.
We need to get Max a Shure M7B and get a Go XL. I'm gonna send him this Go XLR.
No, Logitech just needs to fix their shit, because I'm not the only one with this problem, and it's crazy. It's like,
Brandon
just leave
Coin.
it where I said it.
Mr. Brandon
Max,
Coin just
You can have my Go XLR.
5 max voltage crypto mining memberships. Thanks, Brandon Coin.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Brandon Coin. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Brandon
Second
Coin
TL.
with the
When
first.
is Second
Heck yeah.
TL mining starting Terra Australia? When he's ready.
That would be cool.
You know what? There's been so much talk about how we're going to expand and what we're going to do. It's nuts, man. We've been talking for weeks about it.
Just don't come to Chicago.
No.
Dude, I just got my property tax bill. Don't come to Chicago.
Want to move?
See, I haven't gotten mine yet.
I just got mine this week.
I looked it up last week. It still wasn't on the website. So Crypto KJ with the 5 max voltage memberships. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
See, look at that. Now you can go and buy a Shure 7B mic.
Don't think that's quite enough, but
That YouTube money.
30
this
cents.
This
My
is
Blue Yeti was doing it.
crazy. Why does it keep? I remember I've done something before. It's the input gain keeps changing. It won't lock.
It's just is it a USB mic?
It's a USB mic, but it's Logitech. It's doing some type of adjusting on its own, and it just did it again.
I don't know. Ted says he had the same problem. Sometimes, I look, not saying it was the cheaper option or anything like that. I'm just speaking in general. But I call this the GOAT effect. Okay? This is the GOAT effect. And look, he's nodding because he knows.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I
call
feel
it
it.
the GOAT effect.
I know what you're going to say before you
He
even
goes
say it, you
all the
asshole.
way cheap, and then it doesn't work, and he goes, fuck, I got to spend the money. And then...
Oh, you mean...
Like government. You work like government. That's just like government works. Like, we'll try to the cheapest option first, and then when it becomes too much of a hassle, then we'll just go spend double.
You get one camera, and then you're like, okay, well, that one's... And then you get another camera, and then, you finally, get the one that fucking works. And yeah.
So what camera?
Out my 4 mics as well. Yeah.
What camera do you have?
It was spending triple what I told you to do the first time.
Yeah, well, and shut up.
Thanks.
Nobody,
Sorry,
who
I
asked
still
you?
love you. I'm here to
Fucking
I'm here
asked
to
you. Jeez. No, this is the A7S2, and then my ZV1, the original one, and then the ZV-E10 is the one I'm using now with.
ZV-E10 is a great. I think that's what King uses. King, you got the ZV-E10, right?
Right now, I am streaming with the regular Sony A6000,
It looks
the
good
old
too.
dinosaur.
It does look good, yeah.
Yeah, it
Now,
does look good.
over on my bench, though, like usually, like when I record like actual footage, like when I'm like in Kansas or going somewhere, yeah, I have I have the ZV. I think it's the ZV1, which doesn't have the
interchangeable
lenses.
Yeah.
But I got that cheap thing that like you could stick on the thing to give it a better view. But the problem is, it falls off.
Oh, jeez.
So
yeah,
I did the cheap route. So
She Shed got one of those, right? Hobbyist. You
yeah,
got one of those things.
Isn't that what you call them?
Those
Crypto
things on
KJ
there.
with another 5 max voltage crypto
God
mining
damn.
memberships.
Yeah.
That's
You guys can hear me, right?
Said I clicked the wrong.
Lord.
Yeah, we can hear you, Max. It's fine. Ertzhead says my Blue Yeti used a crappy mini USB. In general, they tend to break on everything. It is known problem. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, I just went ahead and I just spend the money one time and then that's it, right? Like the A6600, this camera is a great camera, but I need to upgrade it to do better content. But I can always use this as like a B camera. Like if I do 2 different angles when shooting videos. But you see this?
Yeah.
You see how the coloring changes? You see that? That's an A6000. That's because the processor is too slow to adjust. So this is what the Sony A740 fix.
That's the problem that I have with the A7S2 is the autofocus was breathing too much. Like everything else on it's fine, other than it's heavy as fuck. But
yeah,
the autofocus on it is crap. This is, I mean, it was like $800 for the camera, brand new, and then the lens was like another $400. So not bad.
Yeah, lighting makes a huge difference. Hyrule Farm said lighting is everything too. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I have one big light here, and then I have another one that goes to the background here. But I'm trying to do something like, I need to do something like right up here, like in this angle, so to speak. I'm gonna order another one of these and mount it on this side.
Just put it right on the end of your mic stand, so it's like,
yeah,
there you go.
Because I have a black background, so when I wear a black shirt, you kind of want like that.
You want it to
that
pop
side
out.
effect like this. You know, to pop out like on videos and stuff, but certain colors do better. But I'm working on it.
Yeah, I feel you. I got to do something in here. Like at my last house, I had the walls blue and gray, so I could do a video this way and have the dark gray background, or I could do a video this way and have the blue background. I'm gonna try to do something like that in here.
Your lighting looks good in there. You don't have any much focus breathing.
Yeah, it turned out real good. I got the 2 big lights up here, and then I've got one spotlight right down here. Like you can see it really. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. Lighting's everything. You can have
Well,
the
and
crappiest camera.
I wear a
good
hat,
lighting.
so if I didn't wear a hat, these would probably glow my face a little bit better. But it just keeps the shadow if I don't. Anyway, we're here to talk about crypto, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I did actually turn off the compressor, so no, but it's still doing it. I thought maybe that would stop it, but that didn't. I don't understand. Just leave where I said it. All right. Well, hey, what do you guys think? Bitcoin recovery? Or you think we're heading back down again?
I don't know. I kind of feel, I'll be honest with everybody, like I feel like we're like in this like lull period of like just everything with crypto is just kind of like
more sideways. Yep.
Yeah, like I'm not excited, I'm not disappointed, I'm just level. I don't know. Like I'm not really, I think this is the calm before the storm with everything with Bitcoin and what's going to go on, and we have to have a reset, but yeah. I think it's we're just waiting. Everybody just needs to sit back, wait, consolidate, get everything good to go, and then wait for everything to really start kicking in. Because right now it's just kind of like the waters are calm. Like it's like you walk out of your house and you're like,
something ain't right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you're a Bitcoin miner, it is extremely depressing right now. It is. It is awful. I mean, okay, it's bad, yes and no, right? Like, depending upon what happens in the market that day, you might be a little positive, right? And then depending on where it closes, right, you might, and we're, at night, if it dips down, then yeah, you might get unprofitable. So I'm making some decisions this weekend about my farm. So
what are you going to do?
Might have to turn off for a little while.
Oh well, that's okay. I mean, a lot of people turn off and stuff like that. I tell you what, though.
Go ahead.
No, I was talking to a new client today, and he was asking me, he's like, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well, look, man, like honestly, like we went over like profitability on units and might change, what might not change." And the S21, even at 10 cents, is still making $3-4 a day after power, which is not great. I understand that, but the S19Ks are just about break even, just about break even. And this is pretty accurate to what Mr. Iowa Crypto Mining put on his spreadsheet and what we talked about prior to the halving. We knew this was coming, but I think it's inevitable. Bitcoin hits 75, 80K this year at minimum, and at those, at those levels, we should be fine. So we'll see. Am I low? Marker says I'm low right now. I don't think I'm low.
I can hear you just fine, but
yeah.
So King, what about something else?
Fix my stuff.
Would there be another profitable coin that you could use your S19s on, like on something unmineable, or even like a mining Dutch where you could merge mine SHA-256 and get paid out in something else?
I mean, then you're kind of like, okay, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. I have S19s in 2 different locations, and switching to mine different coins, or I mean, all you have to do is a pool change. But I mean, honestly, at my current time, I have like tons of stuff going on. I'm trying to sell my dad's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff going on with the company, stuff going on in my personal life. Unfortunately, I kind of need something right now where I can't afford to pay attention to it every day. You know what I mean? And move it around. So, and my bill is quite big, right? Just at the other location where I have the majority of my units, which is 22 units, and that's at 2100 watts, right? That's not at the full regular wattage, right? That's a down tune on brains. It runs me like 3100 and change. Right?
Shit.
Okay, so it's a big bill, right? And I use my Bitcoin, I liquidate it, and I keep whatever's left, right? But at this point, it's like if I'm only making 20, 30 cents a day after each miner, it's just like,
it ain't worth it. Yeah.
Is it really worth putting all the extra miles and keeping the machines on for maybe one day you make 20 cents, the next day you're negative, you know what I mean? So it's like when the market's going kind of up and down like this, kind of sideways, it's kind of bad, at least for people in my position. And I was kind of prepared for this, and I'm grateful that the person who's hosting my machines is going to give me that option, because I was just going to see if I could sleep them, right? Which is like essentially I could turn them back on, right? You know what I mean? And have them mine again, but they still burn probably 100 watts a unit, which would means that's about 2200 watts. So yeah, but I'll probably shut off for a month for like 30 days, and then I'm going to reevaluate the situation and see what it's looking like again in about a month or so. I've been, as people know, I keep throwing in chats that I'm going into traditional investing. I'm like really reevaluating all my finances and everything I got into everything, right? So trying to make some better financial decisions.
Is this better for everybody? Is this louder?
Sounds about the same to me.
It sounds about the same.
Yeah.
It's loud for me. So
sounds good. I mean, you didn't sound bad at first, so.
Am I sounding good, or am I too loud now?
You're talk for a minute.
Hi, I'm Max.
Talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep going. It appears like it's
better.
I turned off the blue voice thing, and it looks like the input gain. Nope, there just moved. Well, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is the one thing I've been looking. I was hoping that my daughter would get a job at Shure, but unfortunately, that did not happen. Not yet, anyway.
Did you guys watch the Kentucky Derby?
I did not. I was watching. I guess evidently, like last year, there was a caver who was in Turkey and got like internal bleeding, and so basically there was like a whole 2-week long recovery of this guy, and he ended up living. But anyway, I got sucked into that and missed the Kentucky Derby. Was it a upset, or what was it?
It was a giant upset. I think one of the horses that won was an underdog and was like 18-1 odds.
Oh wow!
Betting, and he won. I think it's the guy that won. but they're still saying I'm low. What the hell? I don't know. Whatever.
You're
I don't
fine.
know, guys. I'm sorry.
I
gotta order.
I can
I
hear
gotta
you
order a new
perfectly
mic.
fine.
I think there's something with this. I have to get a new
But
one.
I mean, they should hear you how we hear you, and you sound just like anyone else over here.
Yeah.
I think y'all just need to turn up your volume is what you need to do. All right, you need to turn up the hearing aids a little bit, okay?
Wow. Wow. Sorry, what did you say?
What?
Sorry, I was not quick with that one. That could have been a good
Thank
one.
you. Thanks,
Oh,
Mike.
well.
Thanks. So I was gonna kind of hold back this announcement a little bit, but I did get invited to go onto a major news network to discuss Bitcoin and crypto.
Oh, shit.
Which is
Wow.
pretty cool. And I'm just waiting for the final go ahead, but it should be on Tuesday.
Oh wow. So was that quick?
Yeah, it's that quick. So it's not Fox, but it's one of the top news. I want to wait just until it's finalized. I don't want to jinx it, but I'll make an announcement on Twitter, and it's going to be pretty awesome. Going to be all over national television. The owner of the news station actually eats at my family's business, and he's like, "Hey, you know anything about crypto?" I said, "How much time you got?" He said, "Come join me for dinner." We sat down for like an hour and a half, and he's like, "Let's do it." And then I'll call you. And that was 2 weeks ago. And I was like, damn, no phone call, no nothing. And today I got the message. He says, "You're coming on live Tuesday." I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll make the announcement when it happens. I just don't want to jinx it yet, but it's pretty
great.
big. It's similar to how Miss Team Crypto does her thing on Fox
Yeah.
with Charles Payne. It'll be something similar to that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be pretty dope. I think they have over 100 million viewers nationwide, so it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous too. I'm like, Jesus, like it's one thing to do a live stream with a few hundred people, and then it's another thing to be like a couple 100 million. I don't know, but we'll see.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't get too nervous.
No.
When it's all done, just make sure you say, "Don't forget to like and subscribe."
Yeah. Well, like what's cool is like they're gonna like hopefully they asked me like for like what my titles are, right? So obviously I put Terra first, so it's CMO and co-founder of Terra Hosting and owner of the Hot Crypto Mining YouTube channel, and the links will be like under my name, like on the thing.
Yeah,
So
lower third.
which is gonna be pretty cool. So we'll see.
Hell yeah,
We'll see.
good for
I
you,
don't
man.
think I can wear a hat though. So kind of
Probably not.
I don't even know what to wear. I don't know. Like, do I wear like a Terra shirt? Do I wear like a suit jacket with like maybe?
You have a
something-
button-up Terra shirt.
No. I don't have
You need to get some of those.
I mean, I have a collar, like a
Yeah.
polo, like
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what.
I mean.
Yeah, that's what.
Collar
Yeah,
and,
that's what
like,
I'd
a
wear.
couple of buttons.
yeah, I have a
Yeah,
polo one.
that's what you need to wear.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
kind of nervous about it, but it's cool, man. It's a step in the right direction, especially for the company. It's great exposure for the company. So
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll see.
As well as your channel.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, you never know. I mean, I feel like the age group, what they're trying to do is they want to draw a newer, younger audience to it. And then they think like our generation is very like into crypto and all this other stuff. And crypto, I think Bitcoin just flipped gold for asset allocation in retirement funds. So it's like the biggest thing. So they want to talk about it. And I was like, I was kind of like, didn't want to remember I called you, Max, and I like the day it happened, and I was like, I don't want to get my hopes up just yet. I don't want to get too excited. So I didn't say anything up until today when I got the confirmation text message. So I was like, all right, cool, let's do this. So it'll be pretty cool. It's
Yeah, very
definitely
cool.
not, I don't think they're as big as Fox News, but they're close. So we'll see.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
it's gonna be
definitely make sure you send out the announcement so we make sure we're all watching.
Yeah, I'll put it on Twitter and stuff, and I'm sure they'll retweet it and stuff like that.
Yeah, see if you can get maybe a little QR code on the screen for your channel.
Yeah, put it. Yeah, man, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
speaking of
know.
QR codes, I did get the new Terra stickers today. I got a bunch of new stuff from Mining Disrupt. Mining Disrupt's going to be fun. I wish there was more to talk about with crypto, man. I really like right now. I just feel like there's not much to talk about. You know,
I don't know.
mean?
I
Like
think
mining
this is
sucks.
this is all about preparation, in my opinion. So,
think so.
like for instance, what do you do if it goes down from here? What do you do if it goes up from here? Have a plan. We always talk about it, but this is the perfect time.
Right.
When it went down to 57, I knew I didn't have a buy in place, unfortunately, but I did manage to catch it. Transferred some money into my exchange account, bought a little bit of Bitcoin, and set another buy at 52,500, which is like the next level of support if it went down from there. So I've got that in place. Like I said, I bought it like 57.8. And now, unfortunately, now I'm like, okay, but I need a plan. When am I going to? Because right now I think Bitcoin's going to trade in a range. And you can make money trading in a range. You just got to make sure that you're setting, you buy and how much you want to gain, 5, 10, 15% before you sell.
Yeah.
And then constantly be, setting those buys, setting those sells. So that's what I'm doing right now. But like I said, probably when it gets up to around 65, I'll sell it a little bit. And we're talking small amounts. We're talking like $500.
Right.
It's not, each buy. So it's not like, we're not talking thousands of dollars or anything. But you know what? It all adds up.
I was talking to the client today. He's asking me, he's like, why should I get into Bitcoin mining? And I summed it up in one single sentence. I said, because they're buying about 10 times more than are being made right now. And I said, those machines, in my opinion, I said, he wants to get into it. So he's just figuring out what machines to buy. We talked about Caspa and all kinds of other stuff. But I said, those machines, these ASICs, although right now it's hard to see, these machines are going to be worth their weight in gold when all of a sudden there's not enough Bitcoin on the market. What do you think is going to happen? These machines are going to be so crazy profitable from people transacting and moving Bitcoin around. And, everybody's like, oh, ETFs, right? ETFs are the big deal. Well, ETFs are just the start. Like, what about private hedge funds? What about, asset management companies that go ahead and now can allocate their ETFs is just one piece of the puzzle. Like, there's so many more financial institutions that can go in right now and are going to start using it. There's not enough Bitcoin out there. There's just not,
Yep.
I mean, it's so crazy. If you look at how many is being bought daily and how many we're producing, like, eventually we're going to run into the scarcity. When you run into scarcity, the whole network is going to explode. Like, these machines are going to be worth 3-4 times their amount.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because I believe this was the first week where they saw net outflows from Bitcoin ETFs.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sure,
it's temporary.
They're selling. Yeah, I'm sure they're selling.
Yeah, it's temporary.
They got to move money around, but they're definitely holding and buying more than they're selling. That goes without. You can look at a chart and figure that out. You don't have to be, a rocket scientist to figure that out. And eventually, I think it's just gonna get to a point where the fees are just gonna be crazy, and there's not gonna be enough. And then if they release another project, like what was that, the runes thing? If it starts to become a thing, like, King, the next thing you'll hear King say, yeah, I took all my money out of my mutual funds. And I just bought about 40 more machines. So that's exactly what you'll hear.
No. Definitely not going to happen, man.
Traditional investing is good, but don't go balls deep in it because it's not a great as they make it sound on YouTube. So just diversify is always important. And that.
Diversification.
Diversification is always a way to safeguard yourself. So.
I'll agree to disagree with you.
Well, no, if you pigeonhole, you'll lose 150%. You'll lose almost everything. That's 100%. If you pigeonhole everything into one thing and one fund and one thing, your risk is too high.
No, you will, right? That's why I pay someone to manage my funds, right?
Well, he puts it into different stuff, right? Oh, that's good.
He manages it for me, and then I get kind of like some choices, and he tells me the risks and all that stuff. Like 70% of my stuff is in ETFs and mutual funds and index funds, and then the other 30% are in traditional stocks, right? For more,
just make sure he doesn't put any in Peloton.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
I don't think his guy is actually really good. Me and King had some in-depth conversations. I think his guy hopefully wouldn't put it in Peloton.
Yeah, my guy for my wife's PayPal. IRA did. Ooh, it's like, ugh, yeah. Tell me about it.
I mean, these guys are just, they're educated and they watch the market, but they're doing the same thing you can really do if you did it full time. You know what I mean? Like these are just guys that are
Yeah.
You know, real quick, Steven did say something. He said, you know what's crazy? Ergo has the best ideas for mining and really good tokenomics, but just no traction, which is sad. Could be the next go-to GPU mining coin. I think they're getting tons of traction. That new Rosen bridge, man, you know, partnered in with Cardano now, and they're getting ready to launch the ETH bridge soon, and a fully decentralized bridge. I want to create one. I think you need 10,000 Rosen and 800 or 900 Ergo, I think Second TL was saying. And then you can make the node, and then you get a fee based on the confirmations on the bridge. So that's what I would love to do, stuff like that. So I would love to do that. That's going to be awesome. But I think Ergo is going to be a great project. I think a lot of people, I think it's a sleeper, to be honest with you. I'm mining Ergo right now.
They've kind of already laid out all the framework for everything, right? The one thing that they're waiting for right now is people to use it and to have adoption, right? That's what they need, right? They need to market it and push it out to people and get people to actually use everything that they've built.
Yeah, the interview I did, if you guys didn't get a chance to watch the interview, and Joe Arminio really goes into depth about everything on Ergo and what they're doing, and their lead developer is from Cardano. So like he's a great dude, knows about it, and they have tons and tons of stuff, you know. So we'll see what happens. I mean, and Retro Mike I just put a comment about Varus coin. Varus is the same way. I think Varus is another sleeper coin. I think Varus is going to do very well. I've interviewed Varus. I've interviewed Mike from Varus as well. So there's a couple projects out there that are very, very, that have a lot of potential. I think Varus coin is one of them. I think Ergo is another one. I think Caspa gets this layer 2 online, gets Rust finally implemented. And I think Caspa is going to do great things too. I moved a lot of money into Caspa recently on the dip. So I'm hoping. Did a good interview with Mike on Varus. Actually, it was really good.
I had to chuckle at Vinny Del Greco's comment. Such a sleeper, it might not wake up.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's always a gamble. It's always a gamble.
By the way, so first of all, thank you very, very much for the raid from DCA. Appreciate it. And then I thought we missed one. I think Crypto KJ, you actually did another. And then there was actually one more person that unfortunately I can't scroll up that high on the chat, but there was one more person that did donate another membership. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. Who's got some really cool, besides, and we all know Retro Mike is the king of phone mining. He really is. But New England Crypto has got some really good phone mining content on Varus and I think VAR. Is it VAR?
Yeah.
He's got some really. I watched his video the other night. He went in on detail on that. It was pretty good. It was actually really good. Gave him a compliment on that one. I thought it was really good. So, you could do great. You could do great stuff. I gave all my phones to Panda. I couldn't do it. I don't have time to sit there.
What happened to that? You bought 5 phones, I think you had
I bought 27.
Kristen or your mom to buy. You had like 15 phones.
Yeah, I bought 27, and then I traded it for 4 3080s or 2 3080s. I mean, they were like $15 or $20 a piece. They were on sale. So I don't know. But
what happened to the?
I thought it was going to be a little bit easier to set up, but once Mike was walking me through it, I mean, once you do get it set up, it's kind of just like set it, forget it kind of thing. But I like having them in the case was actually really cool. I just time and I have
that case he made for
chirp project cool. I got to start working on, and the XNet thing, and I'm going to try to put that chirp thing on a high rise somewhere.
Hey, Crypto KJ, thank you very much. Yes, we did mention Brandon and yourself for donating memberships. I forgot Red Jasper. So Red Jasper Kane, thank you very much for the donated membership. I much appreciate it.
So, yeah, I think this is just going to be the period, guys, where it's prepare for the bull run, prepare for, let's get ready. Just waters are calm right now. There's not much news. It's just everyone's just quietly working, right? It's kind of how I feel. I don't feel like there's not anything major to talk about.
I mean, time. in the bear market though, I spent a lot of time learning over these last couple of years. You know what I mean? Like learning a lot. This is where you guys should be learning. Like if you know nothing about networking, this is where you should know how to do networking, right? If you know nothing about setting up Proxmox, you should definitely be looking up how to set up Proxmox, right? There's not a whole lot of action right now, and nobody's really talking about stuff, which means that you should be learning how to do some of these things that everybody else keeps talking about. And everyone's always asking for videos or, what to use or something like that. This is a good time to go research all that stuff.
So Crypto KJ, and I think somebody else may have asked this as well. Anyone got any Larissa nodes online yet? No, I do not. I'm still trying to get the Neoxa node up. I got 700,000 Neoxa now. So getting there. I'm getting there. Probably by the end of this month, I will have enough Neoxa to create a node.
Vinny
That's the plan.
Vinny asks, "Where's the fear and greed index at?" I said it in chat. It's right at 58. It's neutral.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of what I expected it to be. I didn't, people are selling and nervous, but I think 58 in the neutral phase is kind of how I feel actually. Like I feel very neutral right now. Like I don't know what's, we're just waiting for everything to settle down, consolidate, and then appreciate. Okay. What do you want? what do you want? Come on.
He wants to play. That's what he wants.
She,
sorry.
okay. All right. Can you leave me? Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Come back later. Thanks.
Forgot to shut the door.
Anyway.
Yeah, I agree with bacon, eggs, and hash. Nothing's going to happen.
The elections, yeah.
After the elections, yeah.
I think if, well, I don't get political, but you can't. It's hard not to talk about politics and crypto anymore, and I hate to break it to everybody.
Well, you can talk about policy. Policy's different than
it depends
politics.
on who gets elected. Really? It depends on who gets elected. Here.
So that's where I disagree. It's about policy. It's about who's in charge of the Fed. I used to think that we had the right guy in charge of the Fed. He was appointed by Trump and reappointed by Biden. So it's not political stating Powell who's there, but unfortunately, he's kind of gotten cold feet in raising rates, and I believe there needs to be additional rates raised. Everybody's looking for this soft landing. You don't get a soft landing. You need a recession to lower interest rates. You want lower interest rates? Then get out the hammer. The hammer is raising interest rates. So
I mean, they're pretty high already.
Oh, please. These are not high.
I do not want to get to 1980s 15%. Okay, I don't want to go that high.
No, my point is that we don't need to go that high, but we need to go where it's like 8 or 9%. Beginning of the 90s.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, we need to slow down.
I'm just renting for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are like that. My daughter's one of them. She's like, I'm going to rent until things get better from the housing perspective.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I don't know if.
But you're right. Unfortunately, the world has gotten more political. And so I think Powell's basically getting pressure, which sucks. He needs to do what he thinks is right. And I believe he's getting pressured because nobody wants to do anything really crazy. Because the last time when Volcker was in office, or was the head of the Fed back in the late 70s, yeah, he was putting the hammer down. He was raising rates like crazy. And there was no chance Carter was going to get reelected. Not a chance, because he caused the economy to go, I don't want to say into a tailspin, but he set it up for the bull run of the 80s. Right. Set it up for a great time for Reagan, and Reagan ran with it and did a lot of the right things, and that's why the 80s were a good time. But unfortunately, right now we can be in this. We don't totally suck, and we can sit here in this quagmire, or we can sink so that we can come back out, like come off the springboard and come up high. So quagmire, not that quagmire.
I know.
You like popsicles?
Well, we'll see. I do think whatever party gets elected has something to do with it, because as well as I know, the markets react to the elections. Every election year, there's huge swings. And I mean, Ark says, I got the stickers today, Hawk. No problem, man. You're welcome. I have to send out the next batch, by the way. Anyway, Squirrel. The elections, the elections always play a factor. They really do. And election years are volatile times for markets, and a lot of people hold their money rather than spend election years. It's just the fact. So I mean, we'll see. I do think
I hope that's the case, because if people start saving some more money instead of going more in debt, the
We need
economy
to.
will adjust, and
We-
we won't have
yeah.
to raise rates. The problem is that people are continuing to spend and continuing to go into debt. So it's not like that's why Powell's basically like, we should have raised rates enough. We're just waiting. Basically, their big thing is they're waiting for the full effect of the rates that they have to take effect in housing.
I mean,
And that's
they are on
a
downward
lagging
trend.
factor.
Inflation is on a downward trend. So, I mean, I'm looking at the inflation chart right now. I mean, from
It's
July
a
of
trend,
22.
yes, but the last couple of readings have been above what they expected.
So I'm on ycharts.com, and this is telling me, this is the number one on Google. It's telling me we're at 3.48% as of March.
What were we like 3 months ago?
January was 3.35.
Right. So it's
December-
higher.
Yeah, I mean, slightly higher. Yeah, but sub
I know.
4% is fine, right? So like
They want to.
that's I mean, that's aggressive. It's aggressive, but
But if their goal is
mean-
2, they need to raise. They need a recession. They need to raise. There's no 2 ands, ors, or buts about it. That's
yeah,
the
but you
only way
already
you're going to
got
get there.
people- But see, like, here's where it comes political, right? It's already. I went to the grocery store the other day, okay, and I purchased things for 3 people. Oh, well, actually, two and a quarter, because he's very little, okay. And I spent almost $500. Okay, here's what.
Which grocery store?
Target. So this is what I'm saying. What's wrong with Target?
That's not what you said before.
I went to Target.
Okay. I swear you said a different grocery store, but okay.
I went to Target.
Okay.
I was told to go to Walmart. I saved a little bit more money, but I went to Target and I spent, almost $500. Now, granted, I don't buy cheap shit because I don't want to just eat garbage. So, I mean, if you're a garbage eater, you can save a lot of money, right? So anyway, majority of people who are health conscious and don't want to feed their family shit, okay, are going to spend a lot of money. And now here's where it comes political. The current administration is going to, of course, pressure Powell, okay, to either not. I think what they're going to do this election year is they're going to probably pressure him to lower the rate because they want to win the election. And they're going to go put a headline out there that's going to say,
Powell won't.
right, but I'm just saying, like, this is where it gets political, right? You can get the Biden administration go, hey, man, economy looks great, man. We're under 4%. Why don't you go ahead and lower it just a tad so we can win and get us a leg up on people.
It doesn't matter who's in office. If it was a Republican or a Democrat, they'd both be doing the same thing. Let's not kid ourselves as far as being political. That's policy. Again, I don't have a problem with you saying that. That's whoever's in office is going to say, I want everything to be set up to make it more likely for me to win. What drives me nuts about any president is that they hitch their wagons to the economy when they have so little to do with what the economy is doing.
Of course. And that's
that's what pisses me off. It's like, yeah, now you've hitched your wagons. Now you have to put pressure because you've been saying all along, hey, the economy's great. Why don't you reelect me? When in fact, that has nothing to do with it.
So Crypto KJ says, Hawk, this isn't just the U.S. Our governments are trying the same tricks right now. Headlines.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, guys, we lowered inflation. Yep. We got everybody where they need to be. And da-da-da. And then you're going to have another guy who goes, I have the greatest economy ever. And trust me, I know something about economies. And you'll have both sides claiming that they had something to do with it when they didn't. Like you said, but this is the year. This is when all the pressure to the Fed's going to happen because people are spending more money. And Bad Ace made a point. When energy is expensive, everything's expensive, right? So energy costs are through the roof, and because companies are scared based on certain political parties that want to get rid of certain industries that create energy. So what do? They raise prices because they think that they're going to come down hard with regulations. And the only way to boost an industry like that is to deregulate, right? If you want to lower energy prices, to some extent, you need to deregulate. Well, I mean, the left doesn't like to deregulate. We know that. They like to regulate up the wazoo. The right is more prone to deregulation than regulation. That is historical, and that's a fact. Not advocating for either side. But if you want cheaper prices, you need to deregulate the energy industry a little. You need to
My
bring it
Wazoo
down.
has got enough regulation. Thank you. You can keep the rest of
Exactly,
the
right. That's what I'm
regulation
saying.
out of
I
my
just think we
Wazoo.
need to stop talking about everybody's wazoo. You know, it's just
Yeah.
I'm
kind of
just
off
saying,
limits
like,
here.
everybody needs to, and I agree with Max. You have to read policy of the candidates, not just what they tell you on CNN. And a lot of people go and just say, like Mark Hamill was at the White House today. Luke Skywalker was at the White House today. Who gives a shit? I don't
May
care
the
what
fourth
Mark
be with
Hamill
you.
says.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, may the fourth be with you. Lower my fucking taxes. Goddamn, I don't give a shit about what Mark Hamill says on the podium. I want my taxes lowered. And it's how people need. This is exactly how people need to react. And then this will affect every single thing, especially crypto, because now it's like a domino effect. Energy prices will lower, then the rates will drop, and then the rates affect the markets. Markets affects stocks, and everything triples up goes into the crypto market, and then everybody's happy. So,
Brian
I think there's
Hollywood
a
asked
bit wrong
Well-
with that, but okay.
but Max, it's all tied into each other.
It's all tied
major
in, but the
industries are
order in
tied
which you
into
did
each
that
other.
was not correct. But yeah.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean. They're all
Yeah.
tied into each other. Not in that order, maybe, but they're all tied into each other. One does affect the other. If you raise gas prices, okay, groceries are going to be more expensive because they have to pay more for gas to transport the goddamn groceries to the grocery store. That's it. Those two are tied together. If you raise interest rates, the markets, okay, housing, stocks, the crypto market, people are gonna liquidate. They need cash. They have to pay for shit. Things are getting more expensive.
But honestly, that's what needs to happen. We need it. I don't know about necessarily in the crypto market, but I thought, great, the stock market is finally having the downturn that it needed. I forget how much it dropped. I don't know if it got fully to 20%, but it needed to get there and keep going. We needed like a 35% drop, and then people would be like, oh shit, and then people would stop spending money. And then we'd finally have the turn in the economy that we needed of the downturn, heading towards recession, get a real recession. Maybe not, we don't need one that's like minus 5% GDP or anything, but something that's, 2 to 3% down for 2 months. And then 1% on either end of that. And we're going to be in much better shape on the other side because interest rates will be back down and the housing market come back and people can start buying houses again and
Max,
people can feel free to move.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that housing market is still the bedrock of the American economy after 2008? What do you think?
Are you asking real estate? You're saying real estate?
Well, yeah, the housing market usually.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
the
that's
bedrock of the
different.
US
That's
economy.
different. So the real estate market,
Well, it's okay.
I'd still say yes, but again, not housing because that implies home ownership. There's a lot of people that are like, what do I need to own a home for? What's the
The more
point?
people that own houses, it's all that property is debt, not assets. So the more people that buy houses, you're increasing debt. Most people don't have, $200,000-$400,000 to pay off a house, right? So, and after 2008, I think the rules changed, and a lot of people really pushed back, right? And hey, kind of swing into something else real quick. They want to attack self-custody and Bitcoin and all this stuff in Congress. It's their fucking fault. You crashed everything in 2008. That's where Bitcoin came from. And this was one of the talking points on the show that I'm going to be, we want to do this. We want to control this. You created this monster. You're the reason why Bitcoin was created. You sons of bitches got so greedy with all your money and your cronies and banks. You forced people to create something that they can govern themselves. And then you guys want to go and say, oh, we need to make this illegal.
And created too big to fail. How many people actually went to jail for the shit that they did?
One.
Yeah.
One guy for
I know.
the whole crash in 2008. And he was a fall guy from Credit Suisse.
Nobody from Lehman Brothers went to jail.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Terrible.
Yeah. Terrible. So, yeah. Anyway. Wow, we definitely got off on a tangent there.
No, but it's all tied. It's all tied in together. It is because that market will affect the stock market, will affect the crypto market, interest rate. It's all tied together now, guys. I'm sorry, your crypto beloved Bitcoins are no longer independent of world events. I apologize to everybody, but that is how it goes.
So what about Tesla and Dogecoin? Bringing it back to talking crypto.
Hang on, before we get back to your question, what you just said, we missed a few things. So Todd Tebow says, "Where's Chump Change tonight?" Chump Change is spending some time with the family, so that is where he is tonight. Every once in a while, he does that on a Saturday night, which we encourage. Time with family is a good thing. And thank you for the super chat, Retro Mike. Mining King is my cybersecurity master tech. Go to him for all your security needs.
You're getting infiltrated.
And then Brian Hollywood, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hawk rant, please. I wouldn't call what he just did a rant, but it was certainly a soliloquy of some sort.
Crypto 440 says, "Stop listening to Tom McDonald." Hey, Tom McDonald is spitting the truth, man. Okay, everybody should go listen to Tom McDonald. That guy is spitting the truth. Anyway,
all right. What did you say? No, what did you say, Geek?
Doge and X.
Yeah, no, Tesla is taking Doge for payments now.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought they were doing that though. Is that like did they?
I think they stopped, but then they.
My Tesla with my Doge, man. Damn.
I don't think they're doing it with cars. I think they're doing it with products of some sort. Because it was like it made it sound like it was only certain products. So I'm not sure.
I thought you could like pay your car payment with Doge or buy a. I know for a while there in 2021 you could buy a Tesla, like a Tesla car with Bitcoin, and there were like 6 or 7 people that actually did it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Retro Mike on this. They've been doing this for a while, like right. I mean, this is not. I thought they've been taking a bunch of stuff for.
Retro says it's for the merch store.
Yeah, for months though. They've been doing it for a while. I did see the Cybertruck in person. That thing is pretty crazy. I did see it at the local Tesla sales.
I don't know. All the news outlets say officially added it as a payment method. I don't know. I wasn't trying to buy Tesla merch ever, so I don't know how far back that goes.
No,
maybe they have.
With the KJ with the $2 pound super chat says Futurama time, Hawk for world president. Listen, you know who you want as world president? You want King, because King just wants to walk in day one and just hit the reset button.
You would like me as a leader, okay?
Stone
People just do
Age,
stupid stuff. I'm just hitting the button, okay?
That's it.
And you're gone. All right. That's no games here, okay?
That's funny.
Play nice.
That's actually the exact type. We need somebody who is just there to do the job, as opposed to being liked by everybody and kissing babies and shaking hands. No, just freaking get in the presidential office and do your fucking job. That's what we need. And it's been a long time since we've had somebody like that.
What was that one TV show? I'm trying to remember, Hawk. You would know. Is it The Survivor or something like that? Where like everybody in the government dies and this one guy's left alive. And
that's
I know which one you're talking about.
He's like nobody,
The Last Survivor or something like that.
Yeah, something, right? It's about government, and the guy's just like a straight shooter, and he's like nobody knows who the heck he is, right? And he ends up being the president because everybody died.
Yeah,
and the guy
I love that show.
He was a straight up honest.
Kiefer Sutherland, I believe, was the guy, and but yeah, it was
designated survivor.
Designated survivor, yeah.
Yes.
So every time there's a State of the Union speech, there's a designated survivor. And so one person from the cabinet is chosen to stay behind in case there's a terrorist attack while that you have everybody gathered together. So, yeah.
Did you know the line all the way down? Like if everybody, a lot of people don't know.
I know. Well, hey, you have, what was the Secretary of State who thought he was in charge?
Oh, man.
I can't think of the guy's name. It was when Reagan was shot.
It's President, Vice President, Speaker of the House, and then after Majority Leader
of the Senate, then Secretary of State.
When does it go to then Secretary of State? But after Secretary of State, it goes to the Joint Chiefs.
It could be. I don't know what's
it's
after
the Joint
5.
Chiefs, and then it goes to the highest ranking joint or whatever the top military commander is. But I think the president's system is old. I think we need to go to a panel, like 7 people who vote on everything, like the Supreme Court, something like that. Like there's too many people to govern with one person.
Thank you, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. I was waiting for somebody to finally say who it was. Yes, it was Haig was the guy's name.
Oh, yeah. That was a great show, but I just think that that's the kind of person at least from the first season, right? The honest, just getting things done, right?
Yeah.
Not this backdoor political, let's fill our pockets bullshit that they all do, which is why I don't vote for anybody, which Hawk hates. But they're all crooks.
That's how
and
they
they all
make you
make money.
think.
All right. So to me, it's just like, to me, you should be going to prison or jail because you're not doing your job, right? You're put in that position to do your job. You don't do your job. There needs to be repercussions, but there's not. So nobody gives an F. That's the problem.
I think in time, with generational changes, I think everything fixes itself.
Scott Sheffield, the funny thing about an island, you got to name it.
I just want my own island. As long as
that was from an old
Amazon
commercial. I forget. That was like an E-Trade commercial, I think. As long as Amazon delivers there, I'm good.
There's one easy problem to fix a lot of this stuff is term limits in Congress. Fixes a lot.
Yeah, and that's the way our Constitution was intended, was to go there, do the job, and go back to your old job.
That's right. It fixes a lot because then
like jury duty.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Which I just got out of, by the way. Exactly. Well, no, because I'm still technically law enforcement. It's a conflict of interest. I can't be on the stand. But anyway,
I gotta like this. Hold on.
What do you got now?
I gotta like what Crypto KJ super chat.
I want to change my vote, King, for world president. I'm telling you, he's the guy that you want, man. Just reset it. Fuck it. I don't care. Let's just start over.
What's your name? me and my son were talking about that earlier, where he was like, I feel like this is the last season of Earth. And I'm like, no. We're already in a spinoff. Last season was like 2012. And we've just done spinoffs ever since.
It'll fix itself. Humanity, we've gone through stuff like this for thousands of years. It fixes itself. And
the simulation's broken. It just needs a reboot.
Right
if you
look, right people do the right thing.
If you look at, go back a number of years. Here's a good example. Anybody ever watch The West Wing?
No.
Go back and watch The West Wing. You'll be like, this shit was happening back then.
It happened. History repeat. I've said this
all the time.
The 60s
all the
and
same
70s
backdoor slimy stuff that was just being portrayed on TV. Well, guess what? It happened back then. That's why that was a very realistic show.
Look, it all repeats itself. Good people fight the bad people. Good always ends up prevailing. That's why we're all still here and we're not nuked to death. And that's just what happens. It will win out. The bad people always end up losing, and it always happens. But they feel invincible with money and everything else, and then it all comes crashing down. And then when it crashes down, good people slide in, and that's why there's a saying: the last guys finish, nice guys finish last. That's where the saying came from. So we all win in the end. You just got to weather the storms and learn how to dance in the rain a little bit, and you'll be fine. All right, Bitcoin mining sucks. We know.
So actually, did anybody else see that there were a couple of stories? There was a guy that was arrested, BTCE. It was an old exchange that actually was responsible for the Mt. Gox, the stealing of Bitcoin from Mt. Gox. You guys didn't see anything about this?
No.
Yeah, he was arrested. Evidently, he was, I guess, in France. I'm not sure if he was in jail for 5 years in France, but I guess now he's under prosecution in the United States.
What do you expect from an unregulated industry? I'm just being honest. In the beginning, it's always going to be a haven for criminals and people. They're like, oh, I can operate here and no one can really do anything about it. You know what I mean? What do you expect early on exchanges and early projects and everything that was early in crypto? Of course it was going to be, not everybody, but obviously it was going to be a safe haven for a lot of criminals. Then as you get, time goes on, those people get washed out and all the other stuff. But I mean, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. I don't care whether it's crypto, cash, or gold, or little silver pellets you throw at people. If you launder money, you should be thrown in jail. You should not do bad things with other people's money. But don't sit here and preach to me that crypto is used for, illicit activities when cash and gold have been used for more crimes in humanity than anything remotely even, especially gold. Okay, gold even bigger than cash. Like, please, you give a pallet of cash to our enemies to keep them quiet. I don't want to hear the argument. I can't wait to go on this panel on Tuesday.
Oh, is it going to be a panel, or I thought it was just going to be you?
It's me and another guy, and then I'm supposed to. So apparently, I'm assuming that he's going to be the opposition argument, like there are mainly in the media. Whoever show it is, whoever the mediator is on the show, it kind of just goes back and forth. Like I really hope they say the crime thing. Oh, I am going to be headline news. I'm going to completely destroy if they try to say that. So
it will be entertaining.
Peter
Schiff, is he going to be on the other side?
I hope so. I hope so. Like it's insane to me. Like I saw what's her name, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who I think just needs a little bit more education, right? I think she needs to understand. She's trying to ask the Biden administration, can we stop Iran from mining Bitcoin? It don't work that way.
What?
Oh yeah, she said it. It doesn't work that way.
No,
it doesn't work that way.
And the problem is people like that are in power or have the ability to make regulations and rules and decisions.
Here's the thing. If you're ignorant, educate yourself before you open your mouth. Especially if you're in that position. That's it.
That's not what politicians do. You can't be a politician and do that. They don't work that way.
Yeah, you're bringing logic in here, Max. Keep it over there.
I'm sorry.
You know who actually I've been talking a lot with, and I want to get him more involved in what I'm doing on the, if everything goes well on the show, is Dennis Porter. He knows way more about Bitcoin and a lot of other things. Like I know a lot of entry level stuff and basic things. He knows, he's way into it. He's on the Satoshi Act Fund. So I hit him up and I told him that I have this opportunity, and I said, would you want to come on with me if I get, if they like me and they want to continue? And he said, hell yeah, just let me know. He's definitely somebody that I resonate with on that level, with as far as Bitcoin goes. And it's an education problem when it comes to crypto in general. Everybody's like, oh, crypto. It's the technology that crypto introduced is what is important. It's not just crypto. It's the technology. That's why we have this giant boom right now. Machine learning is going nuts. I mean, all this with blockchain, everything's coming together. Like, and it is the next revolution. But hey, remember this though. When the first vehicle came out, the horse and buggy people revolted against it. They said it was loud and it was noisy and it was too much smoke. Now you can't even go to Starbucks without a car. So it happens. It's going to happen, and the revolution is coming. And I think we're going to see it in our lifetime. We're going to see the next 10 to 15, 20 years. There's going to be a huge shift politically with crypto and blockchain. It's going to be more embraced. The United States cannot fall behind. We cannot fall behind with Bitcoin and innovative technology and blockchain. We just can't. Because if you give it to any other country, it's going to be a nightmare. As far as the new world economy, it's going to be a nightmare. And this is such an important thing. This is why you have to vote. This is why you have to go for people who support these policies. You have to. You have to. They want you to sit there and think that, oh, it's all corrupted and your vote really doesn't matter. It's just going to be the same old stuff. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that so they can just continue to do whatever they want to do. No, you have to have a voice. You got to speak. You have to speak. You have to vote for the right people. You always take a risk. Sometimes people flip the script, and that's just people, but you have to. You have to. So it's important.
The hell?
The hell was that?
What?
That was goat. I just thought it was funny because I'm like, okay, who's taking a hit?
and it really was. High Root Farms made a really good point. Crypto was born out of politics. They crashed. They completely ruined everything in 2008, and that's when Bitcoin was born. It was born to prevent people from losing their lives. That's why they caused it. They're the reason for it. Hey, if you weren't such greedy assholes, there may have been another decade before digital assets would have hit the market. That's the truth. We might not have saw Bitcoin for a long time, but hey, you caused it. It's your problem. Just saying.
Yeah. That whole thing triggered a lot of people. I mean, there was so much corruption, and as you said, not enough people went to jail. Not enough people suffered consequences for what they did. None of that happened by accident. All of that was predictable. It was. I mean, it goes all the way to the top, though. I mean, it went all the way to presidents, all the way back to Reagan, would brag about their home ownership rate, and they would all try to increase their home ownership rate. And that was just what you did as a president. That was one of the things you campaigned on. And sorry, you can't keep going up. The run that we had in the real estate market went on way too long, and the underwriting regulations were laughable by the time 2006 came around.
They called it
and
ninja.
It only got
Remember
worse.
The ninja loans?
Well, I mean, that's the thing
income,
is you can
job
have
application.
Right. You can have ninja loans as long as you're giving it to somebody with extremely good credit and good assets.
They didn't. They were selling.
No, I get you. No, the problem is that the problem is that they didn't do that.
Crap. FICO scores below
negative
550.
amortization
Shit.
loans. All these types of things were prevalent as people were trying to buy.
Short. Everybody go watch The Big Short.
It's
Ryan
a great
Gosling
movie.
does fantastic in that movie with Steve Carell. Go watch The Big Short.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's definitely a great movie. But bottom line is that I remember Bill Dallas. You can look him up. He was head of one of the we called A- lenders, and he predicted it a year and a half out. He's like, we're in for just an absolutely enormous crash. The underwriting regulations have gotten so lax. Nobody's paying attention. Everybody's focused on, increasing home ownership, and nobody's paying attention. And we're gonna catch our comeuppance. And he said that publicly a year and a half before it happened. And if I only knew how to take advantage of that.
They knew the government would bail them out. They weren't stupid. They knew the American people would. God, I'm sounding like a fucking Democrat. They knew that the government would bail them out. That's exactly. They knew they were asleep. They purposely closed their eyes while driving because they knew that if whoever they hit, if they survived, they
the problem is and that there are people that get in this state. The only thing they're worried about is tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I can just get to tomorrow. If I can just get to tomorrow, how do I make tomorrow better? Or how do I get through today and tomorrow be damned and still make it good? And that's what they get focused on. They never focused on what ramifications this was going to happen long term.
Hey,
anyway,
if something doesn't change, King, everything will be affected in the crypto market. Everything. By the way, Lithium is back up to somewhat positive numbers. $2.37 I looked at. That's some good news. Hoping that it's going to hit $3 soon.
Were they one of the ones that had the like 90% of the hash rate?
No, well, 90% of the known hash rate was on Viper. There was still 47% of the Elysium hash rate last time we looked at it. That was
solo mining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Metro says, leave King alone. He's talking crypto with us in the chat per our request. What do you want to talk about, Mike?
Yeah.
What do you want
to talk about?
Did you
say my name? I'm just watching the chat. I just have the chat window up full screen. You guys are talking.
What do you want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about in crypto? What do you want to Go ahead. Give me a suggestion. We'll fire off.
So Mining King just said S19s, he broke even on 5 so far.
That's
5
great
out of
news.
how many?
Mining is shit. Headline. What else you got? Like, it sucks for everybody. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Network
King
hash rate is almost
King's going to be
1
rolling
petahash.
in gold. He's going to be like Scrooge McDuck in 6 months. He's just weathering the storm right now. What do you want to talk about?
I hope so. that would be great.
The Crypto KJ says the Bitmain Lithium 8 terahash rumor. Okay, let's talk about it. 8 terahash unit rumored from Bitmain for Lithium. Is it possible?
Man, who called that?
Well, I think we did. Didn't you say it on Terahash Tuesday? We did something with it. But What do you? Okay, the AL. Everyone's talking about this Lithium, the new Lithium ASIC coming out. Here's my thing. I don't know what's going to happen, and nobody does. We're just as educated as you guys are. So when you find something out, let us know. No one's got any secret squirrel information. What do you got?
I have a little bit of information. Okay, so I'm not going to say names, but okay, we had a customer buy an ice river, right? And then it broke. He paid to get it fixed.
It's still broken.
And guess what? It only made it like a month, and guess what? It's broken again. Now I have to submit an invoice to see which board was repaired and which chips were repaired, because he's only going to warranty the stuff that he worked on, right? So if other chips failed, he's out money. And guess what? The first one was like, I don't know, like $2 or $3 grand. Okay, so this is the thing y'all need to realize with ASICs. Okay, even with Bitmain, I think we've had one KS3 that's being ARA made right now, right? So, so be warned getting into ASICs that they do fail and things do happen, right? I'm lucky, knock on wood, S19s, all good, right? But people, there is ones that do fail. So if you're thinking about like dumping your life savings and buying like a $50,000 Lithium Bitmain ASIC, please don't do that.
Don't do that. We had a guy at Terra who had a problem with his a couple KS3Ms, and I'm saying, hey buddy, King is over there. He's working on it. We'll get back to you in a day. Just give us a day to figure out what's wrong with the machine. We have thousands of machines. We got stuff running, right? And he's like, man, please, I poured my life savings into this, and I'm like, because I feel bad. I do. I feel bad when I understand everyone's trying to get ahead, and I respect it. People don't want to. The economy was sucking. There's not a lot of money floating around. Jobs are iffy. Inflation is high. People are trying to get ahead, and I understand it. So he took a gamble and he bought these machines. And hey, it might be a good gamble. I don't know. But if it goes down for 15 seconds, it's like sometimes they reboot, right? And you just don't want to be. You don't want to be that guy, in my opinion. You don't want to be that guy. If you can afford to lose the money, then do it. That's kind of where I'm at with it. And I tell a lot of people that, even when they want to call and they want to buy them or host, like. It's a different. You got to be a different breed of animal. You got to be a different breed to do this kind of stuff. You got to be able to weather the storm. And
you definitely
gonna be. Sorry, King. Go ahead.
If this is like
for the worst,
and if this is like all your money, don't do that, right? Like, okay, let me just say, from at least the small little knowledge that I know of traditional investing, most people make like 8 to 10%, right, compounding every year. Okay, that's good. Okay, you make 12, that's great, right? All right, 15, dude, that's like amazing, out of this world, okay? A 5x, a 10x in the regular investing world is that those numbers don't exist there, right? Unless you're getting in like on a penny stock that does something crazy or something like that, right? But traditionally, those types of gains are not real. So you really need to sit back and think about what you're putting your money into. You're putting your whole, life savings into a $50,000 machine that's made in China by a company that's not in America. So just really think about that. I just want people to like think about that, because we have customers that I'm not going to say they've made that have made poor choices with their money, but I mean, I would have maybe thought about it a little bit longer. And you get these sad stories of ASICs getting broken, right, where hash boards go down and then they're losing profits, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
We try, and King has put forth effort to, go out of his way and to make sure we can get, because we understand, we're crypto miners. We understand what it's like to have a unit go down and not have it running. But sometimes, if the unit is effed and the board is effed, we have to send that out. We don't have a hot table. What's it called? Is it a hot table? You can't, we don't have anybody to repair those boards like that. Those boards have to be, and you don't want us to do it anyway. You want the manufacturer to do it, because in case they break it, they'll just give you a new one. So, I don't know. I think don't get me wrong. I think mining's going to make a comeback. It has to make a comeback. Would GPU mining make a comeback? I'm giving it a coin flip at this moment. I'm not going to say no. I think it will. I do think it will, especially like, believe it or not, Caspa is flooded with ASICs. But if Caspa gets to like $1, right, which is I think completely possible, if Caspa can get to $1 or even $1.50, you can throw a GPU on Caspa and be profitable, even with the ASICs. I mean, we saw this with Ethereum, right? So, but it needs to be a lot. And Mass Boost might have really good numbers on this. I've talked to him about it, but it has to be like up there. You know what I mean? It has to be up there in order for GPUs to be even something again. So, you know, I'm bullish on Caspa. I put a lot of what I trade into Caspa. My 2 largest holdings are Caspa and Ethereum. My second is Bitcoin. My third, is Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin's a safe play if you want to get it. I think S19s or S21s are a good buy. I think they're going to do really good. I'm telling you, like, people are going to be scrambling for these machines.
Please,
in six months to a year.
Please scramble.
They are. No, it really is true. It really is true. Like, people think, they call me, like, one dude was like, "Oh man, you're crazy. Like, Bitcoin mining's wrecked." And I'm like, "Okay, man, you know, short-sighted thinking." You know what I mean? Trust me, 6 months to a year, Bitcoin mining in general is going to make a comeback. The markets will switch, and then it's going to be, "Oh, can you get this for me? Is it still 1,800? No, man, I'm sorry, it's 6,000." Right. Like, they're 6,000, and they set the price. The resellers, the warehouses in Hong Kong, they set the prices. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man, like, don't sleep on it. Caspa ASICs, I got to give credit to the Caspa, you know, I got to give credit to the Caspa project, is holding steady right now. I'll be honest, when all these ASICs hit the network, I think a lot of people thought that it was going to Cardano, and it didn't. It's still holding strong. Not financial advice, but, you know, it's being watched with a weather eye. It really is. You know what I mean? So, how can I get a futures contract on an ASIC? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, right?
Hey, you know, you can probably make a market for that, actually.
Oh, Jesus. A futures contract. I don't even know how that would work. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. Everybody's buying these BC250s right now. And
hey, Geek, you want to talk about your adventures with the beat? Okay, never mind.
No, he doesn't want to talk about it. I seen them go really cheap. Oh, there you go. What do you got? So give me the Spark Notes version.
It's just a compute node. I mean, it's a PS5 APU basically. So it's supposed to have 16 gigs of DDR6, but 8 gigs is allocated to CPU and 8 gigs is allocated to GPU. It's really a weird system.
So let me ask you this question. Let's just say
shared memory.
Yeah.
So let's just say if somebody wanted to buy one of them just to mine with, is it worth it just if they bought one, or do you need to buy it?
Depends on what you get it for and what you want to mine. Like, I think there's a handful of coins out there now that are fairly profitable on it. Like that Warthog seems to be fairly profitable
for now.
Yeah. But that's not why I got it.
Can I ask you why you got it? Is that
no, you can't.
I can't. Okay.
No.
Well, you just did. So
yeah. No, I'm gonna essentially put them together and try to cluster them like a single node with either Kubernetes or a Beowulf, like a classic Beowulf cluster. So that essentially when it's kind of like how proof of use will work, uses Kubernetes to distribute its workload, same kind of thing, but within a single box.
Right.
So instead of having, it's an 8-core CPU, but only 6 cores are essentially unlocked. So instead of having a case of 12 6-core nodes or like blades, like a blade server, it recognizes it as a single machine. But it's a work in progress, and it just takes time.
I mean, this might be a stupid question because I'm not really versed in the tech for that, but is there a way to like flash it to where you can unlock a lot of its potential with maybe a different BIOS or something? Like, I don't know, maybe that's a Retro Mike question if he knows anything about that, or if you know anything about it.
Yeah, it's pretty locked down on some of the forums that I've been reading into and the videos. Like Craft Computing did a really good video. He bought the 4U12G, which is the case that's got all the BC250s in it, and he tried to set it up like as a cloud gaming server, which is really cool, I thought, but it didn't work very well in Windows because the Vulkan drive doesn't work on it, which is the AMD,
Yeah.
video driver for it. I mean, so they're PlayStation 5 units, right? Sony's not going to just like let those go out into the world. They're going to nerf the shit out of it,
Right.
before they let any other, OEMs repackage this to resell it.
Right.
So I don't see this really getting unlocked unless somebody dives deeper into it. And even with it completely unlocked, if it were ETH days, sure, I could see somebody spending the time, money, energy to focus on it. But until something comes out that's insanely profitable on these little boards, I don't see them getting really fully unlocked.
So is it like, I don't know anything about it, so excuse my ignorance, and chat please. So maybe King, is it like an FPGA sort of? Like how would you describe it? Like is it
just think of that when he holds up the little PCB there. That's essentially a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Everything
so
that's in the
its own
PlayStation
It's a
5 is-
computer.
Okay. It's its own computer.
So think about that. If you had a server case, the one that has 12 of them in there, technically when you get that, they're all individualized, right? All 12 are completely separate from each
Correct.
other. Even though they're in the same server case, each one is its own unit.
Yeah.
Except for the way that Geek is trying to do it, which is to use Kubernetes to have them act as one unit, right? As a cluster.
Right. So are these things like, so like if I went and bought like 2 or 3 of these for the future, would this be considered like a good buy? Like if mining makes a strong comeback or if someone unlocks these things, like I'm asking as if like
I don't know.
I'm the new guy in the group and I don't know.
Honestly,
I know about them, but I don't know about them.
Yeah, I don't know because I think it's not good for mining like traditionally like we would. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like it was $600
For that one?
for 12 of it for the whole case.
Yeah, that's dirt cheap. That's what I'm saying.
That's
like
yeah.
Right.
I'm like I could buy this, or I could buy like a single 3090. What am I gonna fucking do? I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna play with it. And
Right.
even
It's-
if
but
it doubles in value, this time end of year or something, I made out more than I would have if I bought a single
100%.
3090.
100%.
But while at the same time it's completely frustrating, it's fun to play around with.
Yeah. And Brandon Coin, yes, it can run Windows.
Yeah, I would say it's a good content maker, and like if you wanted to like do some content, do some how-to videos and stuff like that, I think it's something cool like that. But are you gonna make a bunch of big piles of money mining with it? I'm gonna say no.
Not necessarily mining. No, I'm interested to learn how to do LAN teaming. So you can essentially take all of the NICs from the network connections from all of the single nodes, and kind of join them all together. So you've got like a 10 or a 12 gigabit connection at the end of the day. At the switch level. Basically, you have to have a special switch for it, where your switch has to be compatible of LAN teaming. But I'm interested. I've never done that before, so I'm interested to play with it and learn how to do that. But
so if they're computers, they're essentially just cheap little computers. Why not put them like in a server rack, get some nodes, and make them look kind of like blades a little bit?
that's essentially what it is.
are.
It's a blade server.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay.
That's essentially what it is. It's a blade server. It's got a
I'm the new
CPU,
guy in
GPU,
this-
all the things. Yeah.
So
look,
like here's like where
Yeah,
I am.
no, I
Here's
got
where
it.
you guys are. You know what I mean?
So
Look, you could buy the single ones, and then they actually sell a box that actually has 12 of them in there.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's what I
For
got. That was
$600.
like it was $650.
$600, man.
It
I
was-
mean, you almost
it's
just want to
$650
buy
on
it
this site,
and
yeah.
figure it out and wait till later.
well, that's
for $600.
that's why he did it.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I might.
Yep.
I might do it. Fuck.
Yeah.
You never know, man. Like sometimes just buying the
Hold
hardware,
on,
figuring
I'm
it out.
changing
moving
my
forward.
number right now. Please hold.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Watch them pop like crazy, and then the phone call will come in and say, "Hey Hawk, what's up, King? Hey, do you think you can VPN me in your house? Can I try to mess with those BC250s for some content?" Yeah, sure, King, no problem. I'll give you access right now.
No, what you're gonna get,
That might
Hawk.
happen.
Hawk, what you're gonna get is the phone calls that say, "Hey, do you think we can host these now? We got people
We
asking."
get the
No,
questions all the time. We already did.
he already gets it. He already asked. The answer is no. No.
I had somebody recently ask me about hosting this giant 42U rack. He only needs like very little bandwidth, and I said, well, I can't put it at the Melbourne facility. I can maybe put it in the Kansas facility, but I have to ask. And it uses like 30,000 watts, and I'm like, yeah, we probably can't do that right now. So
Yeah. That's
Like 'cause we're full, like we're full,
About
and it's all
new
CPU
stuff.
miners. It's all CPU miners. This giant 42U rack of just this giant CPU cluster system.
It was a co-location question. That's all it was.
I said to him, I was like, dude, it's gonna be so expensive for you to run it with us. You just keep it home. Like just it's probably cheaper for you to run it at home. Like,
30,000 watts at home.
well, I mean, like if you get it set up at home, probably somehow. I mean, well, you know what you're gonna pay. Do you know how much co-location for that is? Like the real estate alone is a few thousand a month just for the just for your tile from like a normal data center. Then your bandwidth, which he said he didn't need a lot. Then the power, they have to put extreme margins on the power because they lose money for hosting stuff that doesn't use a lot of bandwidth because that's where they make their money. So these giant things, for CPU mining, these giant racks, and they use these tons of power. They're just not ideal for GPU mining or ASIC mining farms to host. They're not ideal for basic data center style to host. You kind of just have to host it yourself at that point. Do a shed in the back.
When you get like really weird stuff, right? Unfortunately, it will be very hard to co-locate that stuff, right?
Those one-offs.
That's when you're going to get into trouble if it gets too out of hand and you can't run it at home or you're having issues with it. You're going to pay an arm and a leg because I could already see the support tickets like right now in the back of my head. I'm literally deleting Discord right now, but
it's just rough, man.
That would be so awful.
I mean, I kind of feel bad because he's like, look, I'll pay whatever it is. I want to run these and I can't. I'm like, dude, like I don't. Okay, so you got to give me some time to get back to you. So I have to email him back and let him know that we can't. I'm not going to be able to take these things at all. But it's just I don't know where you're going to plug something that uses 24 to 30,000 watts.
That's 30,000 watts is what that rack uses. What does he have in there? Epics?
Complete. See, I think he said he got. I have to show you the email. I'll send you the email. I think it is like a lot of epics. He's on a huge like CPU cluster, custom made, giant like thing. And
see, and the problem is when you get really custom like that, okay, when something breaks, oh my god.
Well, he said I only need one Ethernet cable. I have it all figured out already. I only need one Ethernet cable, and it's all
because
together.
he probably
so doesn't need any power.
No, I wish. Yeah.
He probably has switches already in there that he's already pre-ran all of his cables to. So all he needs is just an in.
Doesn't need any bandwidth. He said 100 up, 100 down would be more than enough. I said, okay. So I don't know. I gotta talk about it. I don't know what to tell. I have to maybe call him and just maybe refer him to someone else. Maybe send him, ask him, see if another hosting provider will take him. So we'll see.
Steven just made a comment. I thought it was pretty interesting. So I know it's controversial, but someone has an NFT on Alf's marketplace that reserves an AL box for $63.30. It's on sale for $350 Alf. Hesitated mentioning it, given all the talk about AL3.
It's a scam, man.
It's got to be
a scam.
Man. It's a scam, man.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah, it is too good to be true. Okay, come on, guys. Like,
if
they're selling for what, 15K
or
whatever now? Like, they're going to give it to you for $350. I mean,
no, 350 Alf. So technically, that's like
still it's less than $1,000. That's
8,
not gonna. Yeah,
it's $800.
That's
I think
it's a good way to lose $1,000.
Yes, it is.
You could always send it to me, and I'll use it to make some really cool videos for you.
I have a controversial topic. You ready for this? Why the fuck does Helldivers want to require you to create a PlayStation account? Here's a controversial topic. God damn it! Why are they doing this?
Because they want to.
No. I'm sorry.
You asked the question. I was gonna give you their answer, which is they have no control over cheaters if they don't have a PlayStation account.
Hey Max, what's the best line the government likes to use? We're the government. We're here to help you.
Right.
We're Sony and we're here to help you. Get the fuck out of here.
Now, I will say you can get a free account, so it's not like it's going to cost.
Yeah, I know you can make an account. You can make it, in whatever name you want.
Right.
Still, it's just a pain in the ass. Why not just do
Yeah.
a Google SSO like everything else?
Well, because see, that's curious. Why not just like make it like Microsoft, right, for Xbox? Like, why Sony? Why Sony only? Is Sony going to
just
make
want
this
a
an
leg up,
exclusive
man.
game eventually for like
Probably.
the next Helldivers game?
They just want a leg up, man. That's just all these companies just playing.
This is
all
a
these
Sony-
companies are just having dick measuring contests with each other. That's all. I mean, really, it's what it is. It's that Microsoft goes here am I. Sony goes here am I, and then
leak more
huh? What?
Branding Coin says Sony wants to leak more people's data.
Yeah, exactly. Retro Mike wants more crypto tech. Hold on, paging Retro Mike. Retro Mike, please give us a topic. Thank you.
Paging,
like-
paging. Oh man. I mean, I'm doing my $250 GPU challenge. So I'm like recording next week.
Oh,
That's
Hang on a
what I
second.
got.
Ted, I didn't know this. He said the problem is Sony has blacked out countries that the game was sold to, and they can't get their money back from Steam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that
Oh.
sucks.
You know what? Team Steam. Okay? Team Steam. Team
That's
Steam.
some serious BS.
Bunch of bull. Did you see the reviews? How bad they got? It had
Oh, yeah,
84,000 negative reviews. It went from like all positive stuff to just like the worst game on Steam
I know.
overnight. Like
My son about a couple hours ago showed me, he's like, yeah, look at this. He's like, nice graph, plummets. Just
Exactly, yeah.
bam.
Yep, like a sell-off. See
Yeah.
ya.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about waiting in line for servers sometimes.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
That's it. We're going back to Counter-Strike. Yeah, I didn't think so. Nobody wanted to go back to Counter-Strike.
No, I mean, I played it the other night.
You did? I haven't played it.
You did?
I haven't played it in a while. So anyway,
But getting back to crypto, $250
sure. What do you got?
GPU challenge. $250 GPU rig challenge.
For the
Oh yeah,
for
I saw
everything.
that. That was cool.
For everything, yeah.
Well, hang on. I did not see a hard drive in there or a USB drive cost in there.
I will mention that in my video. There is no drive. I do have one. It's a little above 250, but the 98% of it is.
Fraud.
Lies! Fucking lies!
King's
You
gonna
need
put
to
on a
change the.
thumbnail.
Yeah.
$250 CPU rig, and on the little bottom and a little disclaimer in the right corner, probably tiny font's going to say, "This sound does not have to drive. You must." This is good. This was going to happen. That's when the fine print comes on the commercials that things that seem good to be true. You have to wait to the last 5 seconds when they speed up the explanation of why it's not that good to be true.
So, anyways, I worked out. I got everything from Brandon Coin, man. He hooked me up with a really good deal, and I said, don't give me a discount. Just whatever you sell it for in your store to any other person, that's what I want to pay. I don't want any special discounts because then people can't
Nice.
replicate what I
that's
did.
great.
Did you guys see the candle that Brandon sent me?
No.
Oh, hold on.
Branding Coin, add me on Discord.
Branding
I need
Coin,
to
hold on,
buy
hold on
some
a second.
NVMe drives. You're still here.
That's right.
Branding Coin. Hit me
Well, hey,
up
hold
on
on.
Discord, man.
No,
I think I already tried to
don't.
friend you, and you ghosted
It's
me.
okay, Brandon. You just send them here. All right, I'll buy them.
Dude, I just need 12, okay?
12.
Yeah. That's all. That's all
well,
I need. I just need
okay,
12.
as long as
12
they're
that
all
are
like one-
identical. That's
That are
going to be the problem.
identical,
But that's the
same
problem.
OEM, same
Oh yeah, he's. Not
I don't
gonna
think
have
you're. I don't
identical.
think you're going to be able to get that from him.
He won't get identical ones like that. It's
so-
not that many.
So you guys know Bofa, right?
Bofa?
Bofa?
Yeah.
No.
Bofa these nuts.
He's been doing
was
that a
a
lot
good
on
one.
Discord, so I know
That was a good
better
one.
than to answer the
Brandon
question.
sent this to me. It was pretty funny. It's pretty good. There's been some good ones. Like you guys heard what happened in Norway, right?
Wait,
I'm
what?
sure you're going to tell us.
Norway, these nuts fit in you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I heard that one.
That's what we've come down to is we're doing the corny jokes in the
Oh my
live
god, the
stream.
Yeah.
jokes have been so fun, so funny in Discord at night. It actually smells pretty good. I was actually a little nervous. It's like a banana nut bread, hazelnut, vanilla.
So there is
These
a
nuts
old
smell like hazelnut.
there's an old
Both nuts. All right.
I shouldn't say old. He's not as old as I am. But anyway, there's an old professional cyclist his name was Dave Zabriskie. And after he got out of got out of cycling professionally, he created a product, a chamois cream. You know what a chamois is? Put cream on it. Basically makes it so your butt doesn't get chafed riding long miles. He called it D's Nuts.
I like them already.
Yeah. DZ apostrophe S nuts.
Yeah. You know who's got I think Shay came up with the Norway one. That was pretty funny. Brandon's got some good ones. He called me the other day with some good ones. He got me a couple times, not gonna lie. I didn't see it coming. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Anytime they ask me questions like that now,
King just doesn't answer.
You hear about something, I just don't even answer anything anymore. I already know. I already know what's going down.
Oh my god. Some good.
So hey, so guys, we're gonna be winding down here soon. But anybody got any last questions to ask from the panel? I'm scrolling up to see if we missed anything.
Oh my god.
Going once.
Max, you're into fitness, right?
Let's put it this way. I'm educated in fitness. Let's put it that way.
Fitting these nuts in your mouth.
He asked you a question. Just don't say anything, okay?
All right, I'm done. I can't. This is over. I'm done. No more questions.
You're fired. Go home.
Yeah, right. All righty, guys. Well, I do not see any. Oh, okay. So actually, Colby K did say, "Are you guys expanding your farms?" I am not. I am pretty set in what I'm got. I'm not buying any more 4090s. Believe it or not, I have not bought a 4090 in a couple of months.
I'm thinking about selling my 3090s and 3080s and
Actually,
just getting a couple 4090s.
I have the opposite of Max. I'm selling two 4090s.
One's already sold.
But I'm not selling them for the max voltage prices. No open box, 40% off.
I got dibs on the founders.
I haven't even looked at open box at Best Buy in a couple of months. I'm the AA or the 4090s Anonymous is working.
Are they still paying themselves off with Vast?
Oh yeah, yep, easily.
Did you get verified yet? Is that a
Trying to piss me
sore
off?
Subject?
That's a sore subject. Yes,
that's why I got sick of fucking trying. Like, fuck them.
The funny thing about it is so I basically set the price on my 8 4090 rig. I'm like, fine, I am supposed to set it higher so that it doesn't get rented. Well, guess what? I set it higher and it's getting rented. Now it's not rented now. It just came off today. But it had been rented.
Jack it up even higher now?
No, I'm not. I think it's
cents on top and then just keep going and let it biggest rent.
No, and the other thing is I'm not all that upset either because I'm mining Nexa because that's what's most profitable for the most part. And I'm moving that into Neoxa so that I can get my Neoxa node faster. So like I said, I'm not all that upset about it. And so yeah, when it's not doing work, but every single of my other rigs is rented. And I've set like I got one 3090 rented at 20 cents, 3090 rented at 20 cents. I have two other 3090 rigs that are now rented at 18 cents. So actually, I take that back with all the other fees. It's 21 cents per hour on one of them, and the other ones are both 19 cents per hour. I had been renting those out at like 15 cents for like the longest time. And I said, well, now I want to get these verified. So I'm going to raise the price up to a verified level. And it's just been rented. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it at this. I've set all my rigs higher and everything else is rented right now. Like I said, except for that 8 GPU rig. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to get rented. But yeah, last couple of weeks have been really good. Easily paying off one a month.
KJ, I'm not selling my rig. I just want to get a 4090. I think they're just going to be better.
How much was your last power bill, Max?
So that's not really fair because I mean, you know this. Our power bills got like unsequenced. because of the new account numbers. So my last one was like only a little over $500. So that wasn't really a full month. So
What are they
not
normally?
really. About between 700 and 800.
Okay.
So it hasn't really been that bad. And actually, I get an email from ComEd that says like, what did I use more or less power than the previous week? I've actually been using, since I started doing this and raising the rate on my vast rigs, the actual power has actually come down, because when they're rented and they're not rented to miners, they use less power than if they were mining.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got nothing to complain about, actually. Like I said, there's times where it's like, okay, it's off for right now, and I'd rather have it, mining away. But like I said, last couple of weeks have been really good.
So 3090, 4090, or 5090 says I'm selling the 3090s. Oh, which card do I want? Oh man, I don't know if those 5090s are going to be good, but Hopsec, I think that's how you pronounce it. He said, thoughts on the BlockDAG network. I'm tempted, but it seems odd that they're selling miners for their own crypto. I know the first thing everyone thinks when they sell a project is selling their own equipment is scam. I get it. I'm not against it.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it's a scam. Not saying it's not. I don't know enough.
Yeah,
I think we need to, as a community, I think we should do some digging.
Yeah, I
and
don't
come
think
up
so.
with something for maybe next Saturday, or maybe
Fuck
me. Huh? What?
Fuck 'em.
Have you looked at their? I talked about that on one of my lives a couple of weeks ago. It is 100% a scam. To me, it looks like it's a fucking scam. I mean, if you look at their products, it's like a picture of an S19 that's photoshopped black with their logo on the side.
Well, let's
And then they've got gold
out.
shells doing the same. It just looks retarded.
I got to tell you, a lot of these crypto guys, they ain't marketing geniuses. Okay, so
That is true.
all right, let's just be honest. All right, a lot of these guys who create cryptos are not the best at designing stuff. So as far as like looks are concerned. So let's kind of give them a little bit of slack on that. Let's dig deeper and figure out. Let's see what it is.
Yeah.
What does it cost? If you
I
don't
don't
mind
know
asking?
anything about it.
What does it cost? Is it like $10,000 or like what is it?
The big one is $1,500 using the SHA-256 algorithm. Listen to this. Okay, here is the description of the formidable BlockDAG X100.
This is
Boasts an impressive hash rate of 2 terahash and consumes a modest 1,800 watts. The X100 is designed for high performance mining. Scaling earnings can reach up to 2,000 brag or BDAG, DBAG, whatever you call it, using the SHA-256 algorithm. The X100 can also mine Bitcoin and Caspa using the SHA-256 algorithm. Look at the site. It's fucking bullshit. I called this out like 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
The X100 is engineered to adapt seamlessly to diverse settings while effectively managing noise output. This is written by ChatGPT. Fuck them.
Yeah, it is. And to me, look, everybody knows we're getting into bull runs, K. You're going to see lots of new manufacturers come out, new projects come out, NFTs come out. The scams are it's just going to be a straight rocket ship just up there. People there's going to be so many people this time around because more people are into crypto now, which means more money's going to be taken.
I got an idea. We should have a show called Scam Saturdays where we just go and expose scams. Kind of like that scammer payback channel. That'd be pretty cool.
Yep. I mean, but we can't pay them back though. We can't do anything to them.
No, we just investigate the project. We don't do anything.
Yeah.
Retro Mike says, Hawk, Crypto Talk Incognito project is shutting down. All nodes have to claim pending rewards, and they were one that they sold their own hardware as well. They were one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but nodes are a little bit different. And honestly, if they had done a little research, like just looking into the description on the miners, it's obvious to me that it's bullshit. If they'd have gone a little different or tried to come up with some different, I don't know, fucking hot topics or whatever, it might have gone a little bit further. But as soon as they were like 2 terahash on SHA-256 can earn you this much, Oh, and it can also mine Caspa.
Fuck them.
ETC Pal sold their, or ETCMC sold their own stuff too.
Oh, the Ponzi scheme. Oh,
It's
man.
2 cents now from $2.
Wait, what? When I was doing it, it was like $2.
What? Oh man, no, really? That's impossible.
The Ponzi scheme is going down. Oh man.
Where do you all trade your flux? Asked Riots. I would just go to Simple Swap, man, and swap it out.
Try that. Just try that right now.
No, it doesn't work.
I don't think it's on there anymore.
Swap Space actually has other places
I
where
don't think
you
Swap
can.
Space even has it anymore either.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, when
I
I
checked
did
a little
it,
while ago.
I liquidated all my flux to buy all my S19s, and I used Swap Space because Simple Swap was. They were really slow on it. It took them like a day, right? When I used this other swapping place through Swap Space, I don't remember the name, but it was like maybe an hour. So yeah, holding flux and trying to get rid of it can be a little difficult.
It's back on Simple Swap. It was gone for a while. Because I ended up when I did some swap. When I did some swap, I did it on Trade Ogre, which I didn't want to, but that's where I ended up trading it because that was my only option. Since Simple Swap didn't have it at the time.
Yeah, Trade Ogre.
All I can say is be patient. Very patient.
Flux is slow. It's like what 2 to 4 minute block times, I think. If I remember.
Yeah, I don't know what makes it that slow. I mean, it takes I would give yourself an hour to see the swap if you're going from like Flux to BTC.
Who wants to exit?
I might exit liquidity.
Actually, it's funny because I remember I was like debating on whether to get out of pre-search, and I did put a pre-search node back up for another 6 months, but I was debating whether to get out of that, and I was like, wait a minute, my only exit was KuCoin, and KuCoin is gone in the US.
Yeah.
So didn't have an exit. So I did have a couple people reach out being like, hey, I live in a country that I can swap it. So if you want to use me for liquidity, that's fine. So I appreciate the people that reached out for that. So there is always that. Going back to the old way of crypto and just swapping with other people.
The black market crypto.
Yeah.
There you go.
Back alleyways. I like it.
See, King, you should have done that. Open an exchange called, Black King Exchange. Wait, no, that's not a good name.
That's a hard one to recover from.
It's usually we start hitting 2 hours, people start getting nutty. So Max, let's just go.
We'll end on that.
I think that's a good thing to end on. Well, guys, thanks a lot for being around for Saturday Night Live, Misfit Mining. Appreciate you all. And you guys all have a wonderful night. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Goat. Thank you to the Mining King. And of course, thank you to Hawk and all your rants. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Have a good night. And we will see you again next Saturday, as well as on our streams this coming week. You streaming tomorrow, Goat?
I think so. I'm going to try to. I hit 20,000 subs, so I'm going to try to do that giveaway.
Hey,
cool. All right. Watch him tomorrow.
Congrats.
Watch me on Monday.
Thanks.
And watch the TerraHash Tuesday on, Tuesday.
on King's channel.
All righty, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you around.
Peace.
General's out.